Good morning. I am here now. Getting this stream started a little early. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, Tal. I hope you're doing well this weekend. I'm excited to show off some burbs. I think we'll start over here because I want to go through some of the old stuff. It's burb time. Gonna give it a little bit, just a little second longer, and then I'll start talking about the stuff from before, work my way up, and then we'll start doing some burb stuff. Because it's kind of fun looking at the stuff from the last event again. Because I haven't looked at it since May. So it's really nice to just be like, ah, that's what I did last time. Yeah, so we're having a bit of a change up today from the Tiefling project that I have been working on. Because I have some stuff to do for All for Good. Which I should probably explain who Roll for Good are. Nightbot should start sharing links at some point when it feels like it. But to avoid spamming, I'll let it do its thing when it wants to in its own time. Roll for Good is a community charity initiative, not Nightbot. Nightbot is usually pretty good, though sometimes Nightbot is a little bit strict. Probably because I've set my the bot hates you. Okay, well, look, don't. What I have learned from my friend and regular, who I don't think is here today, Aquarius Cat, is do not spam symbols. I have tried to turn that down, but I am very reluctant to turn it off because of, you know, the climate around here and all that. So, yeah, Aquarius Cat, bless her, has absolutely just, you know, she gets excited, so she likes to spam. I wouldn't even call it spam. Just there's a lot of exclamation points or ellipses, and on more than one occasion, Nightbot has deleted all of her messages. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'm still figuring that out. I'm like, sorry, Aquarius Cat, you have been put in a timeout for 600 seconds. I've turned the cooldown down because I figure I shouldn't need that cooldown if it's something that's actually that I want Nightbot to catch. I can probably, within the time I've set it to now, put like the bands on and move on without ever drawing attention to it. So hopefully it's a bit more better. But Nightbot is on the lookout, and I've basically told them to be very wary. So just, you know, careful with the symbols, and you'll be fine. Enthusiastic, yes. We need enthusiastic bots around here. But I was going to be talking about Roll for Good, not Nightbot. Yes, Roll for Good is a community charity initiative. I'm a part of, with, you know, full disclosure. We put together an event in May. You may hear us say last year, that's because it feels like it was a time ago, but it was in fact just May. Where we raised £3,580 for the UK charity Mind, who do a lot of good things for mental health, which yeah, we were super stoked about. I think we made all of our donation goals for our giveaways within the first game, which definitely caused somewhat of a panic behind the scenes, but we persevered. Uh, and yep, that happened. um, but the coordinators were fantastic. They all held it together. We got some more things in, so like it all. There was still giveaways going on for the rest of the games. It was a really good sort of last minute challenge that everybody had. Good morning, Proofy Pants. I'm just talking about the last Roll for Good event. There were 6 games over 2 days, and with 5 different systems, I believe. It was Beam Saver, Honey Heist, Alien RPG, City of Mist, and of course D&D. And they were all pretty fantastic. There's still clips over on Roll for Good's Twitch channel, which I recommend like checking out. And we named what is now our mascot Sir Burbington on stream, because I snuck a little bird into the background of these graphics like you see up here. And oh gosh, no, there we go. We'll get to that in a second. So I wanted to show these off because I haven't looked at them since last event. These were the animations I did for the last event. I've kind of taken it upon myself to do some funky animations for the Be Right Back screens, or like the Up Next, or Getting Ready. Just anytime there isn't players, a DM, or an MC on screen, kind of managing the stream, I just thought it'd be nice to have something pretty to look at. So we had the dice. That was a very obvious thing, and I was like, cool, I could make it fly, but it doesn't have a face. I would like something with a face. So I put together this bird because anyone who knows me knows I'm pretty obsessed with birds. He was kind of modeled around a pigeon. I don't, it's just a generic bird shape, but I'm kind of fascinated by pigeons, so I was like, it can just be like a nice, cheerful little pigeon that is in the sky with all these dice. And chat kind of very quickly got attached to him. He's in this one very briefly. There, he just kind of pops up, I believe, under this. There he is. And it was one of those, well, nobody told me to take the bird out, so I'll just keep the bird in. But this time he's more prominent, more of a mascot. Because he was in the background, I didn't give him an outline. As a general rule, just for the way I design things in vectors, usually background elements don't have lines, and the foreground elements have lines. So all of the stuff I did with him before didn't have any sort of lines around it, because he was a background element. But now, for this new event, he is outlined. And so this is what I have so far. For this new event, for our Halloween event. Hello D, welcome back. I'm just showing off what I've done so far. We'll keep talking while this buffers, so this is gonna just play in slow motion for a little bit until it's okay. For this Halloween event, I believe we're gonna have 4 games on Halloween Sunday, which is gonna be absolutely manic. It's gonna be 9 AM to 12 AM UK time. So I feel like that's great, because it's obviously Halloween's going to be like the weekend. So if you're like going to a Halloween party on Saturday, then you can live that up, wake up late on a Sunday, and then come chill out on the stream whenever you wake up. Like maybe you'll miss the first game at 9 AM, but 15 hours, yeah, it's plenty of time to just kind of tune in for one of the games. Like you can just kind of come in, maybe you're a bit hungover, maybe you're just a bit done with people, but you can just kind of turn on the stream and see what's going on there. There'll be something amazing, I'm sure. If you're doing something on the Sunday, then you can join the earlier games, or you can, pop the stream on while you're getting ready, because I think there's just going to be something happening for the entirety of the 15 hours, looking at all of the plans, and I'm not even privy to all this information. It just seems like it's absolutely packed. The GMs and the games, actually, I think are going to be announced soon. I'm imagining, Hal, you could give me an approximation, but I'm assuming, if not today, early next week, which is very exciting. Soon. So soon. And then, after that, I imagine the player sign-ups will follow. So if you follow Roll for Good on all their socials, or come join us in the Discord, or any of that good stuff, you should get alerted when that happens. Which will be exciting. We're definitely going to need some great players in. Cool. I've realized that this is buffered while I've been rambling. This is one of the screens I've already made. I have kind of separated. We've got 3 different graphics packages for Halloween. Like we had 3 before. We had a daytime, an evening, and a nighttime. This one we've got what we have lovingly named. This one is Somber Autumn. We have Trick or Treat and Eldritch Spook as our 3 themes, and it's just different colours. But there was kind of an overwhelming desire to have Halloween-themed birds, which is what I've got here. And I've kind of divided 2 birds for each theme. So for the Somber Autumn theme, we've got Pumpkin Burb and Ghost Burb. And the dice look like candy corns, and we've got this ominous castle in the background. I kind of want to allude to the other screens that I want to do, so I'm just going to hide that kind of stuff in the background. So we've just got a very simple mischievous ghost stealing candy from the poor pumpkin little burb, who I consider to be like the only one in costume. I mean, people are free to make up their own lore. In my head, everyone is a supernatural being except the pumpkin. The pumpkin bird is like just this sweet, adorable little cherub in costume and is completely unaware that everybody else is actually some sort of supernatural being. So I like the way that this has come out. I might end up tweaking it a bit. I might need to put like a cloud in the corner, just so that the messaging of like "be right back" up next can be legible, just because I have these leaves that'll come in a bit at the bottom. But I am pretty happy with this. So the second one I'm working on, I have started, but this is what I'll be doing today, is the one for the Trick or Treat theme. We have Wereburb and Witchburb, which I've currently just got a loop for. I have tried to imagine what a bird werewolf would run like, and I have decided on this. Because I basically looked at the keyframes for wolf run and then thought, how can I do that with some very tiny arms? And it's kind of looks a bit rabbit-esque in my opinion, but I'm okay with that, because I imagine that this wereburb is the size of a burb, so that kind of makes sense to me, that it would be like a little bouncy critter. And then we got the witch just kind of bobbing away, so I'm going to add a bit more personality to that animation, because currently they're both just on a loop. I need to add more clouds, because I've just kind of copied and pasted the castle from the other one, because I would like the third theme to be in the castle, which is why I've popped the castle in the background of the others. And I need to somehow figure out a way to put a reference to the pumpkin and the ghost in this one, just so that there's a reference to everything in everything. I'm thinking I'll just have one of the ghost dice, which also need to be popped in here, kind of drop a piece of candy, and then that somehow gets whisked away. I'll have to figure that out as I go. But I think that's where I'm gonna have a bit of a start. So I need to just quickly import some stuff from my Illustrator document. Actually, I'm going to quickly show you guys my Illustrator document as well, because it looks wild. There's so much in it. There's so much stuff here. Yeah, the mysterious ones without these wings, if I drag it off of the white, you'll see that it's actually like a ghostly visage. But I've got all my colors, I've got all my clouds. So this is open just because I need to kind of take elements from it. For instance, if I just need to take a cloud from this, I can just push a button on this side, and then if I take you back into After Effects, that cloud's now in my After Effects project. It's a wonderful button, and I love it very much, and it should definitely be a standard in Adobe products, in my opinion, but it is not. But let's get some clouds going in the background. I might change this to a blue, or I might keep it like as it is. We'll see how it ends up looking. But for now, I'm gonna just pop this here, and we need to create like a cloud loop, I think. So I'm gonna get a few different clouds in, and we're gonna attach it to this red square, which is just called a null layer. It's an invisible layer, which I can basically, it helps me animate because I can connect multiple objects to it. So this is our cloud control, and if I have a cloud that isn't parented to it, what we can do is we can move this red square. We'll take the 10 seconds that I've got in my timeline, and we'll move that over there. And then at the end, we'll put this cloud on there. So what that does is it moves the cloud exactly in place, so it will look like it's the same cloud on an eternal loop. And that's generally how I get my loops going for these background elements. Like, I need to think of the speed they're going and how it's looping. I should probably check with their run, actually. Let's see, let's check that speed. I think that's a good speed. I like that it's going at a different speed to the ground, because I just think it adds a bit more interest, and the clouds are going the right way. Sometimes it makes everyone look like they're going backwards if you've accidentally got them going the wrong way. So I think that's a good speed. Let's get a few more clouds in and a few more interesting shapes. So I've got a few stock cloud shapes in here. Like this one. And we'll come down here and we'll give it a scale. Cool. So last time I was streaming, which was 2 weeks ago, unfortunately, because I got stuck. I got stuck and couldn't stream last week out in the wilds. I was talking about making a top 50 film list, which I'm very curious as to what people would put on their list. I have now got like a completely compiled top 50 list, which I'm happy to go through. But I would love to hear what other people think as well. Like, what are your favorite films? Because let me find my list. It's here. Just turning back a bit in my document of many things. There it is. There's my list. Lord of the Rings. That's a very good choice, Tal. That makes sense. Don't hate me. It didn't make the cut for me, but it's because I'm going with, you know, favorite films. So there are some on there that are purely nostalgic. Best movie ever made was Psycho Gorman. Oh, I still need to watch that. I still want to know. It looks amazing. Maybe I'll have to alter the list. WALL-E is on my list, though. WALL-E is between 21 and 30. WALL-E made it on the top of my list. it was a very long process for me. I went through a lot of notebooks, but Shaun of the Dead ended up being my favorite film, because I have such an emotional reaction to Shaun of the Dead because his mum in that film is very similar to my mum. And so when he's like being like, "Oh, my mum," I'm just like, "Oh God, this is too much, man." And you know, sometimes it's a bit of a distressing thing, sometimes, but like in a I guess a good way, if that makes sense. Because I just love it. It's just such a classic as well. Like I can concede that if we're gonna talk about the Cornetto trilogy, the I recommend it. Like if you like, it's a zombie comedy, Tao. So you know, if you're squeamish for zombies, then that's fair. But it's very good. It's like Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. The first in the Cornetto trilogy, as I think they are lovingly named. And I can acknowledge that objectively, Hot Fuzz is probably the better of the three. Like just objectively, but I mean that doesn't mean that, you know, I have to rate it higher. Gosh, but Wally is so good. It's so cute, and I'm very partial to films with like silent protagonists. Serenity, is good, even though the best character is skewed. Is that the Serenity? Is that the I'm assuming Serenity was good, is what you meant, and I'm assuming it's the film, the Firefly film. Yeah. Cool, good. We're on the same page. Yeah, like, gosh, I have such a weird mixed feeling when it comes to Serenity. And for like Firefly in general, it was, you know, it definitely shouldn't have been cancelled when it was. I was having a lot of fun, but yeah, like I think Serenity is one of those Marmite films because there's a lot of good things in it, but it does also, like you say, skew some of the characters. So, like, I can see why some people like aren't into it, but I think, yeah, I thought it was good. Gosh, what else is on this list? Into the Spider-Verse. Into the Spider-Verse is in my top 10, but I'm very biased because I am a huge Spidey fan. I think it's fair to say that Spider-Man is probably my favorite superhero. So, I just get very excited when it comes to anything Spider-Man related. But like, oh my gosh, Into the Spider-Verse is so good on so many levels. Like, I could go on about why that film is just ridiculously good forever. But like, I think a point that works really well for me, like something that I just will never get over because it's just redonkulously cool, is that film uses different animation techniques to like imply like a character's emotional state, and you don't even notice it, because like, and I mean, unless you do animation, but like 100% it helps convey like what that character is going through. Like there's a really good part, they talk about it in like the behind the scenes stuff, where Miles and Parker are like working together, and it's like the first time that Miles has got like a mentor, and Miles is animated on twos, which means every 2 frames he gets a new keyframe. So like effectively he's animated on like 15 or 12 FPS, and your eye, like it's still animated, but your eye picks up on it as a bit more clunky and slower, and that's because, you know, he's learning. Whereas Parker in that exact same scene is animated on ones, so he's got a new frame every single frame. So he looks more fluid, he looks more natural, he looks more in control because he's, you know, the mentor in that situation. And there's a part where they're both like swinging together, like holding a computer. And during that scene, Miles goes from being animated on 2s to being animated on 1s. And just from your eye, you see that his animation becomes more fluid, and he just, based on that, you can see that he's becoming more confident, he's getting the hang of his abilities, and it's just such a nerdy animation thing that I say that people notice, but they, you know, don't know why they're noticing it, and it's just like a crazy, redonkulous attention to detail, and I love it, and just the ridiculous animation techniques in that film, and it's so beautiful. Just the comic style has been absolutely nailed. And I just highly recommend Into the Spider-Verse, even if maybe you're not the biggest superhero fan, because it's just a movie with a lot of heart. If I made a top 50, there would be a lot of Disney, because I'm basic. I don't think that's basic. There's a reason why everybody loves Disney films. It's because they're magical. I did put quite a few on there. I mean, half of my top 50 is animated. As long as it's not Frozen didn't get on there. I don't have anything against Frozen. I have many things against Frozen 2. I don't have anything against Frozen 1. But I can appreciate that it annoyed a lot of people into submission. Now, I've the one that I think is rated highest is Mulan. Obviously the animated version of Mulan. It hurts me that I have to specify. But that movie really blew my mind when I was a kid. I was like, oh my god, she's kicking so much butt. And I think, you know, like, it was kind of the reason I started doing karate, was because I watched that film and I was like, I want to beat people up. You know, responsibly. And then I started doing karate, and that was great. I do quite like Frozen, but of modern Disney, Moana is best. Mulan is one of my favorite. Moana is also very good. Like, Moana is just, for the start, she's a cutie. Like a lot of the old school Disney princesses, I'm like fine with the film, but I kind of get a little bit bored with the princesses. But Moana is I'd say very like endearing. She's super cute. Got some nice clouds going now. I might see how that looks. There might be a bit too negative space issues, but yeah, like, I love Moana. It's just like a nice feel-good movie as well, and like, I thought the chicken would be really annoying, but it wasn't. I really liked the chicken in the end. Because, like, on the poster there was the chicken and the pig, and you're like, oh god, that's too many animals, and then you get to the film and you're like, oh okay, it's really just the chicken. The chicken was amazing. You are correct, Tal. It was an incredible chicken. So I was kind of like, when we got the pig in, I was like, okay, the pig's cute, we'll see how it goes. I just think there's too many animals here, you know, like, what are you compensating for? But then the pig just immediately disappeared, and I was like, oh my god, it's just gone now. It's just gone forever. And it was just a bit of a surprise. I was like, I didn't expect it to be gone so soon, but I mean, I wasn't too upset because, like, the rest of the film flowed and the chicken was good, but it just seemed like a really weird choice to put it on, like, I mean, obviously it was to sell toys, but like, for it to be on, like, the poster and everything, just was like, oh man, I just feel incredibly misled right now. There we go. I think the clouds are looking good. We'll pop that in its own little pre-comp, so that I don't have to worry about all these layers. And we'll trim it so it's a complete loop. And then we can open up the time settings so that if I need to make it slower or faster, I can. Boom! Clouds. Now, I put them at a lower opacity on the other one, but I'm still debating whether or not I'm going to turn this up. Because, like, I think maybe it'll... I think it kind of helps keeping the castle maybe a little bit more obscured. But I'll have a think on that as I go. Another little thing I've got to put in before I forget is I need to pop that the logo in. Just need to grab the dice. The voice actor for Mulan and Jasmine is in Centaur World. What is Centaur World? That sounds... I'm intrigued. I've never heard of the Centaur World. Okay, dice. Ooh, that did not come in correctly. Let me look at that again. Okay. Now is that gonna work? Kinda. The wings still weren't there. Why are the wings not there? Are they also... Sorry, I'm just in my Illustrator file. I thought I could just click and get the dice, but apparently it's not that simple. What about now? No. Okay. This is being too annoying, so all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna steal this dice and recolor it. Master dice. Go in that corner, please. Oh man. No. I don't want you to be huge. Let's come back in here. Excellent. Master die. That's 2, and now I can give it a recolor. Heartily recommends Centaur World. It's a short cartoon series about a horse who gets lost in another world where everyone is some kind of half animal, half man thing. It's a musical, very silly, and it has a lot of heart and us full of feels. Oh my god, it sounds great. I'm always up for stuff like that. Like just the whole idea of it just being like centaur people or like, you know, whatever animal they happen to be. I'm like intrigued. Okay, so the lines need to be blue instead of brown. The yellow is still the same yellow, but I need to go through these greens. Okay. So this one I think needs to just be the normal blue. That one's bottom, top, inconsequential, top, middle. Maybe I should name these or group them. Oh well, it's too late now. Okay. And then there's the light one. Because... oh wait, I missed one. It's getting a second season, and hopefully we'll find out more about the character played by Mulan's voice actor, because so far she's very mysterious, and we don't even know her name. She's credited as a woman. Oh, interesting. Oh gosh, moving things. It's always a pain when series like don't get that renewal when they've got like a mysterious character and you're like, but I wanted to know about them. So I'm very glad that that's happening. So yeah, maybe I can check it out and maybe by then there'll be some episodes out or something. But I had that with when I was watching the Dragon Prince, because I got really into that show. I don't think a lot of people did, which is fair because the animation style is a bit like Marmite-esque. But I got very into it, and I think it's supposed to be finished, but I mean, there's a lot I don't know about a certain elf in that show that I would really like to know. She clears a complicated backstories because we get hints in her. Ooh, oh man, the fact that it's a musical does sound very cool. I'm gonna have a quick swig of tea. Ah, it has gotten quite cold, but I'm still gonna drink it. Cheers. Everybody hydrate. Cool. Okay, we've got some clouds in here. We've got this die. Now, okay. I think a lot of my background elements are in. I wanted to, at some point, like I've got in the other one, the leaves go past. I would like to have the bat go past, because I like using the icons as well. But I'm gonna work on that maybe as and when. I think I need to start on this witch, because currently it just kind of bobs up and down, and I think it would be nice to give the burb a little bit more personality. So currently I have it on like a timer loop, so I'm just going to take it off of that because I'm going to want probably to do that inside the composition. So now it stops moving after a while. And we'll probably extend it out past 10 because I like to keep these screens between 20 and 30 to stop it looking too repetitive. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pop that time loop code on inside here instead. So I can animate like the bird maybe reacting to things, but I don't have to worry about it bobbing up and down. Like the broom is just gonna go, and I only need to mess with that now if I want to change that for whatever reason. So I think we've got this. I think after a couple of seconds, we'll say 3 seconds, we'll have this witch head turn around and have a look at this wolf that is following them. So I'm gonna need to change the neck and probably the face, and I'm gonna need to set up another eye. We'll pop it out here for the time being, and there we go. And the beak is gonna need probably some movement on it too. Cool. So I'm gonna wanna, I'm gonna turn the hat off for the moment because I'm gonna have to get to the hat because the hat is gonna make turning the head very interesting for me. But I will find a way, even if it's just sliding the hat across. So if I get my rulers up, because I'm going to want the eye to be in a kind of similar position on the other side of the head. Let's rotate the neck first. Okay, so the rulers will tell me where the eye was before it moved. And then we've got this one coming in. We'll give it a move down so it's in line. And then it will need to go a bit further because obviously it's one-sided. I want it to look like it's on this side now. I think probably there. So we've got the eyes coming in. We'll just have to get that beak to turn around. Where is the beak? There is the beak. So we'll rotate the beak by 180. And we'll get that. Well, actually, I don't think we should move that. I think I need to change my rotation point. So it rotates on the edge. Ooh, no. Whatever I did there. That looks a bit odd. Let's undo that. Okay. Interesting. Let's try that again. So, it doesn't like being there? No, it does like being there. I must have accidentally jolted it or something. Because that's the kind of move that I'm after. Yeah. Oh, and of course the other eye needs to have a mask so we can't see it when it's not on the neck. There we go. So now we've got the eyes kind of coming in and out of the head. We've got this front view. And then I think the last thing is I'm going to want to maybe give this movement a bit of a curve. I'm not sure if down is the right way, but we'll find out. Yeah, I think down works. Oh, it needs a little bit of a zhoosh over, doesn't it? Because of that beak. There we go. Got a nice turn. I don't need that yet or that, so let's put a little ease on the keyframes. So it's a little bit like slower at the front and fast in the middle. Probably that movement is a little slow in general. Yeah, well, that's a bit fast. Yeah, that's a like, you know, I don't want it to be like, oh god, what's behind me? I want it to be more like, what's going on back there? Okay. Yeah. Okay, we got this bird moving. Now I've got to work on this hat, which I think I'm going to just slide across, because obviously it's going to be very much in its face, so I think I need to just move this rotation point onto where this buckle is. And we're going to want to move the position and the rotation. So I'm going to turn those on, but not the anchor point. You can go away. And let's give it a rotation here. About 60 for now. And how does that look? Oh, that look. Ooh, I like it. It's looking pretty good. Like obviously the little dip in the hat hasn't turned around. Oh man, I could try and turn that around. Do you think it's worth me turning the dip around? I think I just want to. I think it would just make me feel better. I want to at least try. I'm gonna have to go into the keyframes of it, or it's a bit more technical, but I think I can get that done. Yeah, I think that will just help sell it in. I'm gonna need to affect the shape of it. I'm gonna name some of these. So that's the buckle. I think that's the ribbon. Yeah. And that's the hat, and this is the brim. Cool. Okay. So I might do this in parts, so... Okay, so it's 15, so there isn't a true center, so it's about there. Okay, so I'm just gonna try and straighten this hat out first. And then I can bend it maybe on the other side. How does that look? Yeah, that's looking okay. So now I need this a very similar bend, but facing the other direction. So this one would be further down. And then this will come over here. And that's kind of the shape I'm looking for. Yeah, I think so. Just need to maybe ease this out a bit. So it's a little softer. And I think the other one too. It looks quite sharp. Oh, but not move it. It's so finicky. I always end up moving everything when I don't mean to. There we go. That makes me feel so much better that the little corner can turn with it now. Because I just think it helps sell it in, because obviously the beak is just doing a little rotation. But I think when you can mess with the masks a little bit and break the shapes, that's when things start to look like they might actually be turning around. There we go. Lovely. Now, what else can this bird do? I think maybe I should try, what do you guys think? Like a little shoe animation? So like the wing is like, you know, just waves at the dog, the werewolf, and is like, shoo! Get out of here. I don't want any of this. Because my whole idea behind putting these two together, it's kind of dumb, but is that the wereburb is chasing the witch because the witch has a giant stick and is like just fascinated with the broom. So I'm thinking of maybe like I was trying to think, oh, maybe the wereburb can like kind of catch the stick and the bird goes flying, but then I was like, how do I work that into a loop? That sounds really complicated. So I'm quite happy to keep the wereburb kind of more on a loop. But I think that a lot of the expression should come from this witch burb. So I think I might have more of like a shoe animation, like get out of here. And then maybe it does, and then it comes back in again. You know, like when you're training a dog and you're like, stay, and it stays up until a point, and then it's like, I'm gonna come see what's going on. I love the idea that the wereburb is chasing the stick. Yeah. Like, I'm trying to think of how I can incorporate that, because I don't think that's gonna immediately be obvious. But also how I would loop it. Like maybe if it catches the broom, Just thinking maybe it like could jump and like bite onto the end, and that maybe makes the bird go off balance, and then shakes the wereburb off. That again sounds very complicated, but that might be a thing I can attempt to do. I think I'm gonna do the shoe animation first, and then maybe we'll try something a bit crazy. So I think I'm gonna want like a bit of an annoyed expression, which means I'm gonna need to bring that circle down. Because this bird doesn't have eyebrows, though I would probably give it eyebrows if I really needed to emote. I would rather not until that time. So what I'm doing now is I'm just going to create like a mat so that I can just bring a rectangle down and make the circle look like a semicircle. Intersect, I believe. Ah, okay, so you'll show like that. Okay, cool. That's fine. I can work with this. So in order to change the expression, we just move this rectangle down a bit. And there, it's got suddenly a very angry burb. Though I'm wondering if it shouldn't be angry. I'm wondering if I should change, like, if it should come in on both sides. I think I'll try that as well before I make any decisions. So what does it look like when it comes in from both? Ooh, kind of more annoyed. I kind of like it. It's like you. Ooh, yeah, no, not that second bit. That can go. It's like a You know, it's not happy. That is not a happy witch. And then I need to do the wing. I want a nice wave on the wing, so I might try putting a bend on it instead of animating the path. Because that might end up working a bit more in my favor. Ooh, that's weird. Okay, that's a bit better. Sit right in. It doesn't quite have the... Ooh, not what I want. Interesting. Sharp. Also interesting. I mean, this might be what I want, but yeah, like the other way. Maybe. Yeah, I think actually. I think I can work with this one. Because it looks like it's got a joint, like an elbow. Okay. We're going to want to change the position and the rotation. We'll see what it looks like without a bend first, whether or not we need it. But this rotation point will need to be over here. It's going to look weird. We're going to bring the arm round. I'm thinking of it like like a wrist. You know, like just the hand gesture for shoe. Like I'm trying to think of how that works when you don't have a wrist. Which maybe instead of that bend being at the bottom. Gotta go and do things, have fun. Oh, thank you for dropping by, Tal. Have a good rest of your day. Oh, okay, well, maybe I want that, but maybe I just want the bend again. Oh, Penguin Queen, hello! We have swapped a Tal for a Penguin Queen. We are trying to figure out how to make this bird shoe, like do like a shoe hand motion. I think this will work. I'm going to turn the line off because it's going to be a bit confusing. I'm not as crazy about this bend. It's like shoe. I'm like, it's because I don't have my camera on. I'm kind of keep doing this wrist motion. And I'm just trying to figure it out. Let's just have it wave around a bit and we'll see. I think I'm just gonna have to go into the path because it will just look the best. I was trying to cheat a bit and it's just not gonna work this time. Next time! How is your weekend going, Penguin Queen? May have missed what we were doing on a train and had to show your teeth. Well, that's a rare occasion. Fair enough. Yes, we are. You may have noticed that this is a bird and not a tiefling. I have taken a little bit of a break from the tiefling to do some graphics for Roll for Good. At the beginning of the stream, I had the huge spiel. I explained what Roll for Good are. I think Nightbot should be sharing the links. I haven't seen it though, so you know what? Let's see if it's working. Yeah, there we go. Here's the links. I did put it on a timer. Haven't really seen it, but that's fine. Here is the links, so you can follow everything that is Roll for Good. And we're doing a screen for like the Be Right Back graphics. So this is what we've got so far. Fresh Tesh, welcome to the stream, or you know, if you've been lurking, thank you for lurking. We've just got this bird. He's going to be telling this one off for following him. And then I think I'm going to just try something bananas. I'm going to try and have the werebird attack the stick. Because I think we can all agree that a werebird trying to get the witch's broom because they think it's a giant stick is a fantastic idea. And I'm like, oh god, but it's so hard to animate. But I like these projects because it's an excuse for me to do something a bit more challenging. Fresh Tesh, thank you for following. Yeah, I think that looks like a scolding thing. I think the eye really sells it. It's like, don't you do it. Don't you do it. It needs to be a bit faster. Oh yeah, but this needs to be here. There we go. I think it needs one more of those. Ooh, slightly off. Oh no! Accidentally clicked out of my window. Gosh, After Effects keeps... I'm gonna pull it down. It keeps like riding up like a goddamn ill-fitting t-shirt, and I don't know why it can't just stay by my window spot. There we go. Just likes to nudge up every once in a while. Yeah. I think that's more of the motion I'm after. Don't you do it! Don't you steal my broom! I think I can get around the looping issue if I just have it so it is not a successful attempt at stealing the broom. But maybe does a jump. Like a big old leap. And then I need to think of how I'm attaching this wolf to the broom, which I think I can? I'm sure I can. Wondering if having a pause mid-shoe might help. Like at the point the tip of the wing is lowest. Make it look less like a wave. Maybe, yeah. So like at the bottom, at the point, I can give it more. I can mess with the timing. So currently, my graph is even. I think you guys can see the graph. Yes, you can. Welcome to the technicalities of animation, when the math gets involved. So currently, the wave is... I don't do the waves too often, but it might help. Is even, so it will it goes slow at the beginning, fast in the middle, slow at the end, and it's an even motion. If I want it to kind of hold, I can just drag out the side of one, like this. So if I wanted it to hold at the bottom, I might want it to have more of that kind of shape. Yeah, I think you might be onto something there, D. And then this one's also at the bottom. So I'm going to want to pull that out, and I'm going to want to keep it kind of even, I think. And then this one is also down. Oh, nope. I want this one to be pulled out. There we go. And then that's the initial move. Okay, let's see how that looks. Maybe a bit too much, but maybe I don't want the other ones to hold at all. Like the up ones. So maybe this needs to not, and then that's down, up, down, up, down, up. And I'll leave that because... Definitely doesn't look like a wave anymore. I'm gonna just take the broom and I'm gonna turn the bob off just so that I can properly look at it. Boom, boom, boom. It was good before the movement, but the movement itself looked rather just like a halo wave. If you don't see the eye, which is less obvious, yeah, small screen. No, I mean, that makes sense, because if people were going to be watching on a tablet and stuff, it's like a valid critique. Maybe I don't want it to come back up again. Just think something's off with my timing, but I'm okay with the motion. Do you know what? I think it's because it's also even keyframe times. Like, the up should have more keyframes than the down. 1, 2, wait, so not this part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we'll have 10 for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll have 6 on the down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 10 on the up. And we'll see what that looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Also have to remember that I'm doing this in 30 FPS because it's for Twitch. Most things I end up doing on the day-to-day are at 25 FPS because that's just how we do things in the UK with the PAL stuff. That looks a little bit more scolding. Down. down. It's the kind of thing. Maybe a little bit more than 10. Let's go for 12. So yeah, the usual timings that I have in my head are going to be a little bit off because I'm used to animating at 25 FPS and now I've got like a whole 5 extra frames per second, so everything might just be a little bit faster than what I want it to be. Let's see what that looks like with everything. We have a little bit of a run, we have a turnaround. Good morning, Jupiter Spire. Thank you for making the stream. I'm also thinking just 2 this time because I think the change in the animation, and I think a bigger pause like you mentioned as well, D. You've joined us as we're animating an angry bulb, Jupiter Spire. I love your art style. It's cute and looks simple, but is really, really precise. It makes my little neurodiverse brain happy. Thank you. I do try to keep it precise. Like a lot of, especially the things that I'm going to be animating, it just makes everything easier when the shapes are they fit together. It's why I spend a little bit more time on the illustration side if I'm animating it. I think that needs even more of a pause. But we're getting there. Yeah, I think that kind of has a stay vibe? No, I think so. I think it's definitely an angrier arm motion. It's definitely not a wave. I'm a bit happier with it. Cool. I see Nightbot popping up a lot of things, but what I haven't seen it do so far is the music, which is by Game Chomps. This is Game Chomps Radio. I love all of these remixes. Yeah. I think I'm happy with this. I think I'm ready to attempt the jump. Let me see. So, timing wise, we do this and this, so maybe at 7 seconds. If we pop it there, so let me just see how that would run. Maybe 8 seconds. I think that would be a bit too soon. Cool. Let's give it a save, because I don't think I've saved in the past hour. Cool. Bless autosave, though. If anything does happen, I've got that set to every 20 minutes. Nice. In order to do the jump, though, I'm going to have to do the same thing I did for the wolf, and that is I'm going to need to take the time loop off of here and put it on the inside. Which might take a little bit more time because there's going to be a lot more parts to loop. Which I've looped some of them. If you see, like, it's going to look weird. So I've got the tail running and the leg. But I am going to need to pop that on everything. Okay, what's got keyframes? So when I do a run cycle, we've got a lot more complicated things going on. Though I'm actually thinking I probably shouldn't have it looped because I'm going to need to change the animation. So I'm going to just copy and paste things. Apologies for that side ramble. That was obviously more to myself, but... Okay. And then that's got a loop in it for some reason, so let's take those out. They do not need to be there. And then I'm going to need it to go until 8 seconds, so... Let's see how many instances we need. Or maybe just one more. Let me grab those. Nope, 1, 2. Cool. Random Poet, thank you for following. And welcome to the stream, or thank you for lurking. Yeah, just... Usually, like I said, I'd use a loop out expression, but because I'm gonna be changing this, I think I'm just gonna bite the bullet and just copy and paste my keyframes. I don't usually like to, just because I find it messier. It doesn't need to be. It's just harder to go back and change things because there's so many keyframes. We're just gonna set that up. Oh, I must have made a mistake somewhere because that's supposed to line up. Back we go. Yeah, that was where I made the mistake. Oh wait, no, that's gonna have a mistake in it. Gosh darn it. Yes, there we go. It's the other reason I don't like to duplicate keyframes, because mistakes. Then this is the tail, which is ever so slightly offset. So I think maybe one more iteration. Oh, no, that was wrong. Okay. We're getting there, gang. Shall we go back to talking about movies while I'm just copying and pasting a lot? We were talking about movies for everyone who's just joined us. Top 50 to be specific. I've recently gone through... I've just kind of for funsies went through what I would consider my top 50 movies. We've been talking about a lot of them already. What haven't I talked about? I haven't really talked about Ghibli. How do people feel about Ghibli? The one I have put in my top spot out of all the Ghibli stuff is Spirited Away, which I suppose is a pretty typical thing because a lot of people really like Spirited Away. But it's just so pretty. It's so pretty and it's very nostalgic for me. A classic, yeah. I've showed my partner again recently because they've seen like a bunch of Ghibli films, but they don't remember any of them. So we're just going through some. We did Spirited Away a couple of weeks ago. And I don't expect them to be like a major fan because it's, you know, none of it's their usual bag, but they yeah, I think they really enjoyed Spirited Away as well. You can't go wrong with a bit of No Face in your life. You're weird about Spirited Away, it isn't one of your faves. It's good, but I like others more. That's totally fair. The whole thing I was saying earlier about this list as well is that it's like, it's very subjective. Like, it's my top 50, and a lot of it is like, I can acknowledge that there are, you know, like better films that are on this list, but it's not really like, it's not a list of these are the best films. It's like these are my favorite films. So that's entirely fair. What else Ghibli-wise is on this list? I know that The Cat Returns is on there because I absolutely adore that film. It's probably one of the fluffier Ghibli films, but it's kind of why I like it, because some days you don't want like a big one. I mean, The Cat Returns is one of my favorites, but I don't think it's better. Yeah, exactly. Like on the list, The Cat Returns was considerably further down. I'm trying to see where it is. I can't see it. Oh, yeah, The Cat Returns is in the 30 to 40s, whereas Spirited Away is in the top 10. But like, it's just like such a chill out, cute film. Like, there's just nothing that harrowing about The Cat Returns, and it's just cute, and I love the Baron. Ooh, wait a second, I gotta see how that works. This wing, okay, which means I actually want to set this to ease in? No, ease out. Yeah, and that should fix that. Yeah, like, I love The Cat Returns. It's wholesome. It's about cats. What more could you ask for? I think Mononoke just missed out on getting on the list. It was one of the ones that were in my... I would put this on the top 50 if, you know, there wasn't a few others that had just beat it out. But Princess Mononoke is like an honorable mention, I guess, when it comes to Ghibli. I only saw it like properly like last year as well, and I really like that there's like that everyone's kind of a grey character in Princess Mononoke. There isn't like this is the, you know, obviously there's a leaning, but none of the bad characters, apart from maybe like one or two, are like super bad. There's like, you can kind of understand why they're doing everything, and I really like that. It works really well, especially with like one of the, I've forgotten her name, but like one of the female antagonists. Like she's super cool, and I just really dig it because of that. Like, just the nuance is great. Running. Okay, I think it's fixed. Let's do a save so I don't have to do that again. Need to rewatch it. It's been a while since you've seen it. It's good. Yeah, it's worth a rewatch if it's been a while. I really, yeah, it's up there. Like, I've got Howl's Moving Castle and Pocorosso on my shelf, but if I like, when I was just comparing them, because I don't, you know, I like Howl's Moving Castle, but maybe it's a bit like how you see Spirited Away, Penguin Queen, in the way that I enjoy Howl, I enjoy Sophie, but I feel like if I had to hype up a Ghibli film, there's others that I enjoy more, just because I feel like the story is a little bit more random in that, and like, I know it's based on a huge story, but yeah, it just feels a little bit more out there to me. Mononoke is one of my favorites. So many well-rounded characters, but it is a tad preachy. Yeah, it is. It's one of the preachier ones, but it's like, for me, you've got like Mononoke on one side, and the cat returns on the other. And then all the others kind of fall in the middle of, you know, the preachiness. But it's like a valid point. How is sentimental value? One of the earlier ones I loved, but has a weird pacing from it. Yeah, the pacing is what bothers me with it. But there are so many like magical moments from it, and just gorgeous animation and artwork. Like just Howl's Room, like well, it both like just makes me go like, oh god, you have too many things. Please stop hoarding. But also, I'm just like, there's so much detail. It's just ridiculously good. Cool. I might come back into like when he's jumping, because that would be. Or maybe I need to be from here so I can do like a big old launch. That's the way the tail just goes wow at the moment. Yeah, like, gosh, because I also really like Ponyo. Ponyo is another one that I really like because it's cute. Like, I definitely lean towards the cute Ghibli films. Maybe I want to keep him leaned back. Whispers of the Heart is the slowest film, but as it talks a lot about the creative process, it really resonated with you. I still haven't seen Whispers of the Heart. I will soon, because a friend was kind of getting rid of their Ghibli collection, and they were like, which ones do you want? And I'm like, everything except these 3 that I own. So I will definitely be able to see it soon. Ponyo likes ham! She does like ham. And I love that she loves ham. It's one of my favourite things about her. Oh, no. Okay, so we're going to be doing... I'm going to need this ruler. That's where the floor is. So... Okay. Turning back to work for a second. I just need my break. We've just come in. We've landed. And if he's preparing for like a big old jump, we might need to go back to maybe one of the... So how do I do it here? We go from here, and then he just comes up. Okay. So I think maybe we just need to come up. And it's 13 frames. Let us come up. It looks like his legs are going to be really, really stretchy. But I will move them up as well. And then rotation-wise, we're going to probably go like this first. Up. Yeah. So the legs will need to do some work. Let's turn them on by themselves so we see what they're doing currently, because they're currently up. Yeah, and they need to come down first. So we need... Let's put those on. We need this to like make contact with the floor. Go. That one needs to come down a little bit. Okay, so we got up. Oh yeah, let's change that arc a bit. Oh yeah, this is the one. That one's doing something weird. There we go. Cool. And then maybe let's turn this off, but we'll turn the wings off instead so I can see the feet. For now. Maybe I want the body to dip again. Because it will go, the feet will go on the floor. Because it's a wolf, I'm thinking of how a person jumps. This will be the impact. So maybe it doesn't properly go up until that moment. Yeah, I think that will work a bit better. Wing! I love how it looks with the legs just extending right now. It looks so silly. Wah, 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 wah. But we do want a bit of a delay on the feet. I think we'll give it a slight extend. And then these will come up. We will give it a rotate out, so... And I think it will look better if I take that out by a couple of frames. Yeah. Jump! And we'll have it so he doesn't 80s freeze frame in the air like he currently is. We've got a nice jump. Now I need to just work on those wings. Because this bird is a bit of a freak of nature, it really is a really helps for me to break down the positions for this one. Okay, so the wings, they've just touched down, so they'll be going back and then forward. That's what they need to be doing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's give it a rotation. And then forward. And we'll pop them in line with the legs. We'll pop that up. And then I'm gonna want this at the top. Yeah, but on the top, I think I can go back to the top 50 films now. I think this has become less taxing on my brain. Whee! Yeah. Other things I've got on there. I've talked a lot about animation, so maybe I'll go back onto the live action ones. Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park is in my top 10. And I hadn't seen that. I hadn't seen that until like a couple years ago. Because I'm not really a film buff. I was just doing this list because my partner, who is more of a film buff, was making theirs, and I was like, you know what? That sounds like fun. I'll have a go. Because I knew my list was going to be wildly different. But like, oh my gosh, I don't know why I hadn't seen Jurassic Park. It's so good. I remember being like, guys, do you know that Jurassic Park is really good? And everyone's just like, what do you mean? You didn't? It's like, not really, but now I know. And gosh, just even watching it now, like, the effects just... I'm just astounded by how well the effects hold up still, like, even today. I just think that's, like, incredible for a film like that. It's... Yeah, I was just... I'm super into it. It scared the crap out of me as a child. I can imagine why. It's pretty spoopy. those dinosaurs, man, they ain't kidding around. Like, yeah, I think maybe if I saw it as a kid, I would have. It definitely would have, like, freaked me out more. But, yeah, I'm glad I saw it when I was older and less susceptible to those things scaring me. Because, I mean, I really like horror stuff nowadays, and I'm just a little bit less affected by most things. I used to hide behind the sofa for the dinosaur bit or Fantasia, so not sure what I expected. But did you like dinosaurs? Because I was not a dinosaur kid, but so many people were. If that makes sense, I definitely wasn't like a dinosaur kid, but so many people I've seen just really loved dinosaurs like when they were younger. Yeah, I was very into them, got a lot of magazines. Oh, fair enough. It's like, I like them, but I don't want them to eat me. Yeah, it's like, it was one of those things that I didn't dislike dinosaurs as a kid, but I was like, I mean, I was just like, I mean, yeah, they're cool, but I don't see what the fuss is about. I will give his ears a move as well. Ah. Oh no, there's another thing with loops. No! More loops! Forgot about the ears. Yeah, and then what else? Kill Bill. Kill Bill Part 1 specifically. Like, I like Part 2, but Part 1 is my favourite one. We watched that again recently, my partner and I, because, you know, we had started watching some of their favourite films again. So I was like, I mean, can we watch some of mine as well now that I've made a list? So we started to watch that, and God, I love Kill Bill. I think it was the first Tarantino film I'd seen. So, you know, there's that to it. Seen Part 2 more. I'm not sure how that happened when, like you, I love Part 1. Yeah, I mean, if that's what other people are, like, putting on, it kind of makes sense. I remember for a while there was like this whole, oh, everyone's seen the first one, so we'll watch the second one thing. And it was just like, I mean, everyone's seen the second one now, so. Currently they're all on UK Netflix. So that's always good. Cool, let's fix up these ears so that they're not pointing forwards. Okay. We'll move this one up here. Oh, ooh. Need to zoom out. Does that... Nah, it doesn't look too weird. And that should hopefully help sell that face move. Yeah! Jump! And then I'm gonna have to see, I might have to move it on the other side. Oh, the jump looks pretty good though, actually. Like the transition from it. I'm okay with that. I like how the legs do that weird stretchy thing. Whoop! What I need at this point is I need this mouth to open. Which should have some keyframes. There it is. And let's give it an open. Nom. Nope, wrong rotation. Ah. Nom. I'm gonna need to move that face over a bit again. A little too far. Nah. Oh my god, it's so cute. I did try putting teeth on it at one point, but it was a bit too much. Cool. I'm gonna try and for my sake, just move the pre-comp here instead of inside. Let's see if it can get to the broom, if it looks like a decent jump. Maybe moving a bit too fast at the beginning there. But I think this will work. Yeah. What I could do, I've just had a bit of a brainwave, is to avoid any sort of awkward animation, I could just like flash up like a crash cloud and then have them in the position that I want them to, like after this initial like ah, and I can just have the bird react like oh shit and then just flash up like a cloud and then have them in whatever position would be funny. Don't you do it. And he goes, Mom. Mom. Yeah, I think I need to work on it a bit more. But what do you guys think? Like a little crash cloud. Like I can do a very quick example of what I'm thinking. Because I've got this cloud right here. And then we go whop. So something along the lines of when he makes a jump for it, you know, like a cartoon cloud appears. That I'll probably animate a bit more because, you know, it being steel, or just have like the hat poke out or like a little wing. I'm on audio only as video keeps cutting out. Oh no! Let me check my drop frame 0%. What is it saying over here? Excellent. Oh, I'm hoping that it's not my end. If other people can let me know. This After Effects is written up again. Gosh. Oh, you're in a okay, cool. Fair enough. Then that's fine. I think this will work. And then because then I can just the cloud can like fade away. Fine, excellent. Thank you for confirming, D. Yeah, I think I'm pretty good with that because then I can put them in like I can have the dog, the werewolf, burb, like properly gnawing on the broom. Yeah. Cool. I like that idea. I'm gonna take a very quick BRB to refill on caffeine. So I'll be about 5 to 10. I recommend everybody else have a bit of a stretch, get a drink if you're not already up and at a train station. But yes, take this time to reset, check your posture, take your meds, all that good stuff. So be back in 10. Hello again. I'm back. I have tea. I just absolutely just wolfed down a snack. Could feel like my energy levels crashing. I need to just have a bit of a move, a bit of a caffeine pickup, and a bit of a snack. I'd like to keep going until 12:30, just because I feel like, probably then that's a good amount of stuff for the day before I do my chores. Cool. While I'm doing this, while I'm thinking about this cloud, I might go through some of my comics of the week. Because I'm sure Nightbot has been incessantly telling everybody that I do comics on social media. Always tabletop related. What have I done this week? What is my list? Monday was playing an aloof character. So, in my Curse of Strahd campaign, I say mine, the Curse of Strahd campaign that I am playing in, I play a somewhat aloof dwarf druid. Who, like, she's not that she doesn't care about people, it's that she's just, doesn't sweat small stuff. So, like, if we're talking to a ghost and they're dead, it's like, I mean, it sucks that you're dead, but there's nothing I can personally do about it at this point in time, because I'm not a cleric, and we've been given absolutely no money in this entire campaign. And I'm pretty sure, considering we're in Ravenloft, that we probably can't do anything about it. So it's like, mwah. And it's just like, you've got a sad backstory. That's rough, buddy. But like, as a player, I just remember being like, oh god, he's so sad. But he seems like such a sweet boy. In that way of, anyone who's actually nice in Ravenloft is just completely screwed. Let me have a see. Yeah, that should work. And then once we get here, I want to switch the eye out to an outline, because I find that looks a little bit more surprised. No fill. Like, maybe a bit of a scale up is necessary. But I've been really enjoying the Curse of Strahd campaign that my friend is running. So there's been a few comics about that. Tuesday was more of a like a full page illustration. A lot of people said it would be like a cool sticker design or something, so maybe I'll do that at some point. Which was just the line, the only limit is your imagination and luck on the dice. Which I think is true. Some people were saying, the dice come first and imagination comes later, and I'm like, I mean, I can see where you're coming from, but I think, like, in order to get to the dice roll, you had to have, come up with something. There we go. Surprised expression. think I might try and do like an open the beak as well, so it's like a whack. Now, do I have the open beak set up here? I do not. Who had the open beak? The ghost! The ghost from the last one had an open beak. At one point, I'm gonna have to... There it is. Ghost, give me your beak! I need to reprise it. Which contents though? That's the full one. Those are the half ones. Cool. Come to me. Let's pop him on here too. Okay, well let's pop the opacity down here. And let's move that rotation. And then lastly, I'm going to need to affect the opacity of this main beak. And I usually do it in opacity because then I don't have to like cut more layers on. If I just toggle the opacity of everything. So that one's off. And then these ones are on. But of course now I need to add a line. Add stroke for me. Make it blue. And on this one as well. Cool. Nice. So what is the stroke on this? Oh, it's 5. Okay. But there we go. And then I think it would be really cool if it just opened to show surprise. And then I think I'm going to animate the path of those ones so that I don't have this awkward triangle. Because that shouldn't be too complicated. There we go, so now it should go, aha! And I think that would be a nice movement. And then we've got the wing. We'll just give it another rotation. Now it should have a bit of a reaction to the jump. Nah, you don't see the face, so I might move it. Well, I don't want to move it up a bit, because maybe I'll move the cloud up a bit. And yeah, that movement needs to go up a bit higher, I think, for the jump. We're almost at cloud. Oh no! Yeah. Like in the expression, I just need to move this up a bit. We'll give it a curve instead, and I think that will help. Oh, that's a way higher jump. Yeah. But I think it should go over further as well. Because now that I'm covering it, it's, you know, it's more what looks good with the cloud in the middle there. Yep. It's just that. If I move the wizard over, the witch, rather, like, how does it look when the witch is here? I think okay. And then we've got to jump, because then the hat goes behind the cloud. I don't think they're too close. Because I also want the cloud to be in the middle. I don't want to move the cloud over because it will look really imbalanced. Whereas that is much more balanced. Okay, so is everything else moving? The clouds aren't, so I need to do that. That needs a loop. Cool, and then that stuff will continue as I head into the next 20 seconds. So we've got a turn, a little warning, and then a jump, and we'll have like some wrestling clouds. So we'll have like a little... What I might do is have this cloud rotate to add a bit of interest. I might put a bit of a wave on it, but I think... Right, is that a good speed? It's buffering. Yeah, maybe a bit faster than that. And then I can put like the hat poking out and a leg. Cool. We'll make that a bit faster. And we'll put a continue code on it. And all that says is it will just continue the motion past the keyframes at that speed. But only if I spell it correctly. There we go. So then that will go on forever. And I think I'm going to want to cut like those two off there. But I'm going to still need to do something about that hat. That blasted hat. Alright, what if I just let it bob down? For now, I'll let it just bob out. But I think it should probably come out faster than that. Maybe I could just move it in. It might not look as weird as I'm thinking. Yeah, I don't think that looks too weird. It means that I can obscure it. Nice. Awesome. Okay, so I need to just make... I think I just need to take that comp with the witch in, where it's bobbing, because at this point, that's where it's going to be. So I can just take the end of this. And then, like, maybe have like that come out of the cloud. So let's create a new composition. Let's make it square. Let's call it witch cloud head. Make sure it's set to 30 FPS. We do not need that to be 3 minutes long. I'm gonna set it to 10 seconds generously. And we can get the witch in here. So, gosh, where is it? It's in Riggs, isn't it? Witch stick, there it is. And if I freeze frame, I don't have to worry about that for the time being. So I'm gonna want a cloud edge. So let's look at the Illustrator file. I can probably find a cloud edge. So I might adapt something like this and use this, but in the color that I need it. I think this was the color. So let's have a look and see if that matches. Cool, so I mean, I've got that on the edge there. Let's import that and see if that matches colors. Yes, it does. So I think we're good. Okay, so far so good. Now we don't need, obviously, the corners of it. I think, actually, we need, I'm gonna flip this because I think the witch I shouldn't cross the line. I think the witch needs to be on the other side, don't they? Ooh, just the one. There we go. Pop it over there. Cool. I was overly optimistic with time to get home, but I'm back, so I can watch on the TV now. Welcome home. You can actually see what I'm talking about now. As I do this potential cartoony in and out thing. Don't know if it's gonna work, but that's why we're trying it out. A lot of this is trial and error when it comes to me doing my like animation stuff. It's like, oh, I've got a cool idea, I'm gonna do this, and then I'm like, ugh, it didn't work. It was awful. So I will probably add a little bit of panic movement on it, but I'm just keeping a still frame for the moment. Okay, so I love it. I think that could work really well. I just need to mind the corners. And obviously I'm going to need to draw that shape on because it'll look weird if it just suddenly appears. I think this is going to be really silly. Okay, so let's mind the corners. We don't need those. We don't need those ruining our lives. Yeah, I think that could be funny. Whoop. Yeah, I think I'm onto something here. I think that is too much time. But also, how do I get that line on? I could fade it on. Or I could try to draw it on. I don't want it to be too long of a thing. So how do we deal with this? Okay, well that's the top one, and that's the bottom one. Maybe I'll just, like, use a mask. So we'll just create, this could be any color because it's not going to be visible. And we'll give it a mask. And let's just see let's have a play around with what we can do with this. We'll alpha-mat that. And then this doesn't turn on until we get to here. So that line kind of has an animation on. Which might be too long, but we'll see what that looks like. Yeah, I think that's too much time devoted to getting that line on. What if it was just a simple fade over 4 frames? I think the fade probably is the winner. Like, I don't want to draw too much attention to it. And then I just have to get rid of those sharp edges where the corners are. Which again, I can just do with a mat. I shouldn't have deleted it. Oh well. So I'm gonna round that shape off. Did it on the wrong layer like an idiot. There we go. Let's put some more points in. I think that's helping it. Yeah. So now we have a jump. This comes up, and then we can fade that off. And then do one for the wolf. Down the bottom. I'm still not feeling it. I'm having a bit of an idea, and I'm thinking maybe I'll just do like another circle that they can pop out from behind. So let me just turn that off. And hide it here. What I'd need is another cloud. We can attach it to this one. That's for interest. Rotate it in the other direction. Does the big circle need to spin faster so it's more... It may be, like at the moment I'm keeping it chill. But we'll see. I also don't know why that's gone to that number. We'll see, because I think... I think a lot of it is just trying to get this organized, and then I'll work on my timings. But yeah, I think maybe doing it a bit faster will help. Let's try that now. Screw it, let's just go crazy. Yeah. Now we want to turn this back on. Yeah, I think this will work. Just need to... Let's pop it higher so it's visible. Cool, I think I like that a bit better. Because it's like these lines have got a purpose to be here already. Though I might cut the broom out. Because maybe the broom isn't being held by the witch at this point. Which could be good actually. Maybe I'll do like a... Maybe I'll put the broom in the wolf's mouth now. So that it can pop up with the broom. And I think that will help sell the stick angle in. But yeah, I think you're right. Good shout on it just being faster. I think I might make it like even faster and add a wave. But for now, let's like mark up a little wolf with a stick. I'm gonna need to duplicate the wolf again. Which I thought I had here. Maybe I don't. Is it in here? What's in Wolf 2? Is it just nothing? Sweet. Then let's make a Wolf 3. And I need to grab a broom. This broom will do. Oh, but it's not going to sit on it. I see. Okay. Hold on a second. I need to go into my pre-comps and do some magic. Wolf. Because the wolf's got a lot of intricacies going on, I need to make sure it's linked to the things that it needs to be linked to. Ah, yes. My partner has just delivered me some snacks. I am thankful. I have some sweet Aero peppermint bubbles now. I was craving some chocolate. So we want Wolf Free. We want its neck. Where is its neck? Give it to me. LOC neck, I think that's the correct one. We'll pop those on there, and then this one needs to go onto the body. I think that's correct as well. Okay. Now if I move this, this is moved. Yay! Right. Let's stand you up. Let's get that away. Cool, now we have control over this again. Gonna need to use the other mouth so that I can put like... I think it'll look better this way. Yes. I have one stick. Rigs, wolf stick. Let's grab this mouth. Let's pop it in place. And then I think if we put it in front of the broom, that should sell that it's like in the mouth. I think I just need to put like a shade on the broom. Since it's the same color, it's obviously blending in quite well to his little head there. So maybe I need a drop shadow on this. Or instead of a drop shadow, because that could look a little bit strange, let's change this layer to multiply. In which case maybe I do need this on the front. Maybe? I'll still decide. So we've got a bit of a shadow there. And then if I duplicate the wolf body comp, I can use that so that it's just this bit here. But then it doesn't show on the mouth either. What a conundrum. I think the shadow is what I need. Could just mask it, because I'm not planning on moving it. Okay, where did that mask go? It's all the way down here. Yeah, I think the masking it is the way to go. And I might split the mouth so that the top can be on, but the bottom is underneath. Yeah. I think that helps. And then, you know, I might add a shadow for that as well. So many shadows. Cool. I think that should be what I need to sell that in. Yeah, I'm not sure about the top shadow. I think it's a bit too much with the line. Yeah, I retract that. I think that looks good. I think this wereburb is very clearly holding a broom in its mouth. So we'll go with that. So let's grab this one. Awesome! Okay, good. I'm glad you agree. It's always good to have confirmation. So the burb is there. Let's rotate it so that it will come out like this side. Excellent. Look at him. He's so pleased with himself. Okay. And then he goes back in. And he's gonna have to scale a bit by the look of it. Because I can deal with it's the size of the broom. I'm gonna have to rotate it. I think rotating it will help. I'll deal with these little feet. Broom. Let's pop the rotation point in his mouth. And then by here, we're going to want... I mean, even rotating might not help too much. Do you have it a bit off center and another smaller one? Just so it's not perfectly in the middle and is more chaotic. Do you mean like clouds? Like clouds that are a bit off center and stuff? Yeah. Yeah, like I think you have a point. It might be better to not do it symmetrical. Because I think this isn't going to really help too much. I do like the way it moves in though. He could come down even further actually. Oh. And then I can hide that beginning bit. Yeah, that I think has worked out oddly quite satisfying. But that also needs a bit of ease on it. So it... Yeah, I think that looks good. And we need to just mask off all of the body, and then we'll change that as well. So from here we need it there, and then when it's here we need it a bit lower and a little bit wider. Cool, now he's properly... There we go. He's so happy. Right. I think I need to bring that in a little bit. So we got the witch. Yeah. He's so cute. Oh, I love him so much. And then we reverse this. Oh gosh, I clicked out again. There we go. Stop riding up! Stop riding up After Effects. Okay, and then we do the same with the rotation. So that on the way back down, it folds back in. Oh. Such a delightful little pupper. I think that does work. So you meant just so that the clouds were dot symmetrical, just to add some others kind of coming off of other parts? I think that's a pretty good idea. Let's have a look-see at these. So we'll parent this one to this one. Maybe not that small. So like just bits like up here and stuff, you mean? I might actually put these behind so that it's something you can... Cool. Oh gosh. Oh wait, it's because I've parented it to it. Okay, don't do that. I'm remembering there's a rotation on it. That's why this one is rotating in a very weird way. I understand now. Oh well. Okay. Okay. I don't want that scale to animate like that. I will want it to animate from the center. And I'll probably want it to drift a bit. I can't help it, I just always really want to make everything symmetrical. But I think you're right, it's better for it to not be. I think if I make this kind of scale and move like as a particle, that might help me. So if this is in the center and we animate the scale and position, And then by this point, we're like over here maybe. So we gotta... we got a drift, but it's only visible like that, and then it fades out. I realize I've entered gibbering mode again, and I apologize. It's because I'm thinking, and it's really hard for me to translate those thoughts coherently, and I think it's something I'm just gonna get better with over time. I didn't mean to put cycle, I meant to put continue. So I don't have to think about actually, you know, its trajectory? Yeah. So it just goes, scales and moves to the end of time. Obviously we don't want it to be that big. So we'll fade it out for a bit. I think maybe my scale is in the wrong... I think maybe it needs to start at 25. Yeah, and that way it's a lot slower. And then we give it some time to fade. How does that look? Maybe a bit slow, but considering I've got everything else slow at the moment, it may be that I just speed it all up together. I think at the speed it's going right now, and then if I attach this to a knob and like rotate it, I can get it to go like into all sorts of places. And then I can put delays on them so that they like zhush out at different times. Maybe they need to be on top still, which is gonna look, they're gonna just cut on, I think, at this point because of the scale, but nah, I kind of think maybe it works behind here. What do you think, Penguin Queen? I think you're onto something. I just need to make this, I need to work on this. Make it a little bit better. But I'm happy with the concept so far. Cool, so at the moment we've got run, yeah, more speed. Running, don't do anything. Jump. And then the cloud will probably dissolve at like this point. To reveal whatever I'm putting behind it. Which we'll do, well, I'll probably do off stream, but I might be able to talk about next time. Yeah! Cool! I like this. I think we've made some good progress. I don't think I would have done this like cartoony, this cartoony fight between them if I didn't do it on stream. So thank you guys. Thank you guys for the ideas. It's been really great. I think I'm gonna call it here now that it's 12:30. I've managed to get here, and I'm really happy with the stuff that I've managed to achieve. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I know we've had a bit of ups and downs with the conversation, but I think overall this has gone pretty well. I think next week I'll be doing this as well because the deadline for this is coming up. Once I'm finished with this, I'll go back over to my usual project, which is like building a animated tiefling dress-up puppet. We've got a few classes for it already, but we need like a few more going on. Really exciting. So yeah, next time we'll be doing more burbs, more ceiling sticks, or maybe it'll be on to the third one, which will be a vampire, and I'm excited for that one. But we'll do something related to this, and then I'll let you guys know when I'm back on the tiefling. Yay, burbs! Yeah, so I'll definitely be able to stream next week, which is the 10th. Should be fine to stream on the 10th. Yes, indeed. I'm going to have so much fun with the vampire. I'll be streaming on the 10th, but just as a heads up, I should be able to stream on the 17th as well, but the 24th and the 31st, there will be no streams. There'll be like 2 weeks where I can't stream. However, on the 31st, that is Roll for Good's charity stream event, and if I can figure out hosting, I'll definitely be hosting it on my channel, but you should 100% check that out instead. They start streaming at 9 on the Halloween Sunday, so it'll be, you know, when I usually stream anyway. So I'm just gonna keep plugging that for a while. But I hope you've enjoyed the stream, guys. I hope you all have a fabulous rest of your day. And if you have any other questions about this project, just hit me up on all my socials. But have a great weekend and have a great next week. Thank you for watching, and I will speak to you guys next time. Bye!